Center, Florida. Welcome a guy who's been called the love child of Nathan Lane and Ricky Jarvis. Perry Burns.
It's very blunt, but it's okay if you didn't like the bit, it's perfect. Thanks for having me back. I bombed really badly last time I was here, and I bombed so badly that the Air Force and Al-Qaeda both called me up for work. And I think I'm going to call the Air Force back. I hear Al-Qaeda work's really only temporary. And last time one of the other guys coming up here told me he was as nervous as a whore in church, and I thought about that. What does a whore have to be nervous about in church? God only knows what she did. It's her clients who should be nervous. I always hear that if you have an erection that lasts longer than 4 hours, that you should seek medical attention. Well, does that count if your boss is a hard-on? Tonight's set, by the way, brought to you by Tyler Perry's Why the Hell Do People Pay to See My Movies? Read a study recently that only 1 in 7 women is a virgin on her wedding night. And you got to think about that and wonder why wedding dresses are all white, maybe except for the gloves. Why would you want to marry a virgin, though? I'd rather have someone who knows what she's doing. You know, like my wife. You know, that really sounded better in rehearsal. But, I mean, seriously, would you want a first-time airline pilot, you know? No, you want someone who can inspire confidence, smooth out the rough spots, keep a firm hand on the controls, so to speak. This is your lover speaking. We'll be cruising at a height of about 2.5 feet. You should probably expect some turbulence a little ways into the trip, after which I'll most likely fall asleep. Midway through, your flight attendants will be bringing you around refreshment. Well, this is not holding up well at all. By the way, the set was brought to you in part by Toyota, now in extended financing. We wouldn't want you to rush into anything. I should mention, by the way, that I'm not naturally comedically inclined. I'm part Swedish, so this is sort of a comedy outreach thing.
Oh, can I get a Miller Lite?
I'm also part Russian, which primes me for handling worst-case scenarios, part French, part Dutch, part... Basically, I'm not getting a history month, is what I'm trying to tell you. And I think history months are cool. I mean, you have Black History Month, you know, Rosa Parks and Dr. Martin Luther King. Can I hear some Benjamin Banneker, some love for Benjamin Banneker? No? Okay. But then you have Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Now wait, African American people, Jamaican people, part of the African diaspora, you have Black History Month. But you try to shorten Asian and Pacific Islander History Month to yellow, and all of a sudden you're the racist. By the way, this set comes to you in part thanks to a grant from BP. BP, now pre-blackening Cajun fish. Working on losing weight. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little chunky. And so my big plan was to wear a pedometer during sex. Except I don't know where to clip it. So, anybody? All right, we'll scratch that one off for next time. Let's see. Oh, I am married, though. I did celebrate my 8th wedding anniversary in January. And thank you. Thank you. Apparently, there's some Chinese takeout on the couch wedding anniversary. Haven't had any kids yet. Please don't applaud that part. Yeah, here's the bread, all right. My wife is smarter than I am, though, and I found out there's actually a study that women have larger brains than men. And I thought it was interesting, but you know, who cares? Not need brain. The last time I drank wine was at my wedding. It's true. We had one of the finer boxed varieties. It was a good vintage. Tuesday. Asked my wife, is wine supposed to have a sell-by date on the box? She said, well, you know, some wines are meant to be drunk young, you know, like Lindsay Lohan. My wife texted me a couple months ago that she was having car trouble, so I texted back that I was going to come and pick her up, but I have one of those phones with a really small keyboard, and I hit the send key too soon, so what she got was, I'm going to come. Not my best day. I learned a lot being married, though. I can now satisfy a woman. I've taught my penis to nod and listen sympathetically. But I didn't used to have a lot of luck with women. I got dumped by a girl and we ran into each other a few months later after she got back from a camping trip with a new boyfriend. And you know, there's some friends of mine around, and I asked her how it was, and she said, I ran out of condoms. You know you said that out loud, right? I can't unhear that. We kind of look around each other and we're like, she said that, yeah. And I got to thinking about it, and there's really a lot of ways that can play out. Like, if it's only one condom, that's not that big, not impressive. That's just poor planning. You know, I mean, you turn to your partner and ran out of condom. 4 condoms, 5 condoms, that's a pretty good night, but like too many condoms, what are you doing with them? I mean, are you shooting them around the tent, like automatic weapon fire? Kicking them off like rifle cartridges? And if you're really using them all the way through, like how did her vagina not catch fire? That's questions that keep me up at night. But I do like shopping for condoms. I like shopping in general, which is odd for a straight white guy, I guess, but things happen. I like shopping at Target, which I believe actually should be called, you're going to come in for toothpaste, but buy $125 worth of crap that we have lying around. I guess it wouldn't fit on the sign. And but sometimes I have to go to Walmart because sometimes Target's out of what I want, or they're closed, or I just need that particular combination of sweat and despair you can only find at 2 a.m. at Walmart. But I do like shopping for condoms, but you do have to be careful what you buy with condoms when you get to the register. Like some cool things to buy with condoms would be like a deck of cards or aftershave, whipped cream. It's just me. Some things you don't want to buy with your condoms. A hammer and a tarp. Any children's toys, especially preschool. Brings up a whole conversation you don't want to have. Disinfectant. Not a good idea. But go ahead and buy the biggest box in the aisle. They know you're cheap. You're going to Target. You really want to freak them out, though? Buy like the biggest box you can find in the aisle, and then come back the next day and buy another one. Let them wonder what you're doing with it. This act is brought to you through the generosity of Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, lower your budget, invest with us. Lose weight with Weight Watchers, lose everything with Goldman Sachs. But anyway, I'm out of time, so thank you very much for being charitable enough to sit through this.
Let's give it up for Barry Burns. All right, I guess I got to prove I'm